Welcome to Corncracker. What is Corncracker? Corncracker is a web application delivered as a service that provides rich data mining and secure data warehousing for all of your spreadsheet and tabular data. You can even search for data across multiple files and multiple file types. The file types supported include Excel files, both XLS and XLSX, tab delimited and comma separated files, XML files, and Apple's iWorks numbers files. Corncracker is cloud-based, which means you can access your files and data as well as search and data mine your tabular data from anywhere on any web-enabled device. What you are looking at is the home page of the Corncracker website at thecorncracker.com. This is a demonstration of some of the functionality that is only available in the subscriber version of the web application. To access the web application, click the Login button that appears at the top right of the screen. The web application is supported in many different languages. Just click the drop-down button and select your language of choice, for instance, Chinese. This demonstration will be in English. Enter your email address, your password, and click the Login button. Today we are going to demonstrate how to create a configuration. A configuration is necessary to describe your spreadsheets or tabular data to Corncracker. All of your files of the same format will be uploaded to the same configuration name that you specify on the screen. So the configuration step makes it easier to upload your files into your database, which was created when you signed up for the Corncracker account. You can have any number of configurations, and you'll want to create at least one configuration for each of your different formats of spreadsheet. Spreadsheets differ in format by the number of columns, the names of the columns, and the types of data in those columns. Usually, not all of your spreadsheets will have different formats, just different data. In other words, you will have several groups of spreadsheets that share the same format or configuration. And a configuration in Corncracker corresponds to the format of one of your groups of spreadsheets. In order to easily define a configuration, provide a spreadsheet file, a sample file that shares the format of your groups of files. For this demonstration, here is the spreadsheet that I will use. This is a list of words that has translations in all the languages supported in the web application. So it's a list of words in the web application and their translations, and also the frequency of how many times the word appear in the web application. So we need to describe this spreadsheet to Corncracker. So give a name, call it Translations 5, provide the spreadsheet sample, click Submit. Once it's loaded, click Load Sheets. Corncracker supports many different sheets per file, so you can have multiple sheets in a single file, such as in Excel. However, only one sheet is available. Select it. Now, back to our sheet. We need to tell Corncracker where the headers are, the header names. Well, they're in row 1, column A is where the headers start. And the data starts in row 3, column A. So here's the data, here are the header names. Okay, so header row is row 1, column A. Data row is in row 3, column A. click Add, and then click Get Headers. Now here's a list of the headers from the sheet. We need to describe the data or the types of data for each of the columns in the sheet. So here's the English header, and that corresponds to the word in English. So what type is that? Well, it's a type string because it contains string data or character data, so strings. The maximum length is probably less than 50, but let's select 100 to be safe and click Add. Now notice the definition of the header appears in the lower text area and it's erased from the upper text area. Frequency. This column contains numeric data. So, back on in Corncracker, the type could be for numeric could either be a real or a long. The difference between real and long is longs are whole numbers containing no decimal point or fraction, whereas reals contain decimal points and fractional parts. In this case, frequency is a long because it contains no decimal points or fractional values. Click Add. Source is the source of the translation. It's also a string. In fact, all of the rest of the headers are string values, string data. Once all of the headers have been defined and no headers remain in the upper text area, they're all in the lower text area, you can click Save. Once the headers have been saved to your database, a pop-up is displayed. Click OK to dismiss. One note of caution regarding describing the data in your columns of your spreadsheets. If the data in a particular column of your spreadsheet is known to be numeric or date value, you should declare the column to be the corresponding type. Declaring those columns as strings will result in searches against that data to yield unpredictable or illogical results. For example, if a long column contains long data, numeric data, such as 2, 65, and 111, it would seem logical that searches against that column would yield results in that order, 2, 65, and 111. However, if the column is defined as string and it still contains those values, then the order presented would be 111, then 2, then 65, which at first glance appears illogical. So be careful to match your column definitions with the types of the data expected. You can also define metadata. Which is descriptive data not contained in the spreadsheet. For example, submission date might be the date that the spreadsheet was submitted or uploaded into Corncracker. So we're assigning this a date value, and we're going to say it's all in that format. Click Add. Another interesting or helpful piece of metadata might be the name of the person doing the uploading. For example, uploader name. And that will be a type string. And we'll call it 100, length of 100. Click Add. So we have two types of metadata. Now this is sort of a redundant bit of data because it's already kept in, this data is already kept in the database in the audit trail as presented in the usage tab of a different demonstration. However, for this demo, we will add these metadata. Click Save. Once the metadata has been saved to your database, click OK to dismiss. Now, the metadata is part of your configuration and definition, and the definition of your spreadsheet is in your database. This completes the demonstration of how to create a configuration, and we'll proceed with uploading to this configuration type in the next demonstration.